Yeah, congrats, man. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. And it's like, yeah, it's like when you actually do just stop that one habit that is holding you back, you now, like you said, you can focus on career if that's a big goal of yours, or boxing, like you said, or any other hobby.
Right.
And like you're able to put that energy that's been being used up, you can now put in other places. And like you said, you can truly be that upper echelon man who's focused and isn't distracted, who maybe is distracted at times, like you're saying. Sometimes you feel the urge, but like you're disciplined enough to not let the distraction pull you too far off the road. And that's exactly that focus that I see in
Yeah.
you and me. That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's amazing too to have that type of focus and understand your why. You know, why are you doing these things? Because that's what I mean, as a man, we play a different role as women, whether people like it or not. I mean, women can, be ambitious too, and men, but I just feel like there's a different type of burden on men. So I think it's very important for a man to earn a certain amount of money to be that upper echelon, because if you can't provide for yourself, how are you a high value man? You know what I
True.
mean? How are you a high value man if you're earning 30, 40,000? That's my
Exactly.
that's my opinion though. So
And also, how can you be high value if you are enslaved to something that's ruining your mental health, your mood, your
yeah,
confidence, all these different things? Like, how are you gonna be high valued? Like, if you if you're like have childish, instincts and have childish habits, it's like
right.
exactly
Yeah,
you
well,
just have to
yeah, you're right, and that's when you're
let
being
them
a
go.
boy, when you're choosing your impulsive thoughts and your action, you're taking action on them. You're essentially still being a boy instead of being a man, and let's delay the gratification. Keep for the masturbation thing. Like this is not needed. You know what I mean? You're not fucking 13 anymore, or whatever, 15, 17. A true man doesn't masturbate. To me, if you're going to ejaculate, I think it should only be for procreation for a woman that you actually love. That is my ideal state right now. Is what I'm trying to go towards. Holding off until I'm
Yeah.
serious with a woman, and so yeah, that's my belief. But yeah, going back to that, I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, actually forgot.
No, it's okay. It's true. It's like it's there's another quote. I like quoting stuff during podcasts, but
Yeah,
it's easy to be great nowadays because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go the extra mile. Most people don't want to put in the extra effort to do what's hard. And so it's like so many people hit that wall where it's like, "Oh, this is hard," and then they just kind of turn around. Whereas like it's the few people that are like, "Oh, this is hard and I'm going to climb over it
yeah,
and continue." And that's where that, like you're saying, that 1%, it's all kind of in line here. It's like, are you going to be that 1%, or are you going to be like any other guy who gives up once it's hard?
right, right. You're 100% correct, and I believe there's everybody. I mean, I feel like everybody says the same thing, but I want to say something a little bit different of how to grow as a man. My
Sure.
philosophy has been that there's two types of fears, and they both stride towards growth, but one's harder than the other. Is if you have a fear of being poor, that's going to drive you away from being poor, and you're going to work as hard as you can to make sure you're not poor. I think that's very, very simplistic, right? Another fear is what what are the deep dark fears that you have that you're scared to confront? What is the trauma that you have? What are the scared conversations that you're afraid to have? Once I understood that these conversations, this trauma was holding me back after my recovery because I became so intuitive of what was going on in my mind and my body, and I decided to have these conversations. I have never felt more carefree, more just I have nothing to hide to the world. And that has really propelled my success um, indirectly of willing to have hard conversations with other guys, other girls of how I'm feeling, not being scared to be assertive, confrontational in a good, healthy manner. And you have those two type of fears. And I strongly suggest the guys who are in recovery, or if you're not in recovery, whatever, but a very practical advice is to figure out what is your trauma, what is holding you back, what are those scared conversations you're willing to have. Because once you have those conversations, you will be super surprised, the superpower of just energy when you walk in a room, people are like, what is with this guy? Why is he glowing? Why is he so happy? Why is he coming here with so much confidence? And these are the things that people say to me. It's because I have no baggage. I've already discussed everything with my baggage. It's already been taken care of. So it's a superpower. You can't buy it, which is so beautiful. You can't buy it. And I think there's a lot of trauma out there that doesn't get talked about. And so yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really well said, man.
It is.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. Like, that's exactly kind of what I feel like we're trying to do in this space. It's like so many men are emotionally unintelligent. They feel as if, oh, I'm strong. I can keep it inside. I don't need to be vulnerable. But if you actually, like you said, look where you don't want to look. If you dive deep into your mind, where what is bothering you the most, and you're able to talk about it with other people, and who knows, cry it out if you need to, talk it out in that way, you're going to be so much more mentally clear, confident, happy, and leader-like in some sense. And I'm totally with you, man.
And that's what I love about life. This game of life is not for little babies. If you think being vulnerable and letting your truest form come out is going to be too girly for you or whatever, then you don't belong, then you don't deserve to have that next version of yourself. It takes a lot of strength to open yourself up and talk about the issues you've had. It's a weak move to hold those in and ignore all the problems that you know you need to talk about, and which is beautiful. The guys who think like that, perfect. Keep thinking like that. You're making it life a lot easier for the winners. But for the guys who want to change, it's not a joke. You need to confront your trauma and just do it. There's no and the beautiful thing about when you confront your trauma, there's no other way around it. You have to literally go to the source and have the conversation. And that's what I was always trying to do other things, like trying to fight or like trying to, or whatever, martial arts. But the whole conversation came down to, I need to talk to this one person about XYZ, and about how I acted in the past when I was an addict. And once you get those out the way, I mean, you start waking up feeling like a millionaire. And then you start dreaming bigger. You start having better relationships. Your life just becomes an upward spiral. People want to be like you. People want to hear you. People want to talk like you. You become an inspiration. And that's where I'm at right now. So I'm still a baby in this new version of me because it's only been 2.5 years. I'm really counting a year because I'm in this new, I feel comfortable in my identity. So
sure,
I can't wait to see what happens. And I'm just going to keep documenting my journey on Instagram and, other stuff. So on Threads.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
exactly.
It's really cool.